be saving a soul. A lot of people died. A lot of people have died, Christians, but they are not saved, and they will go to hell because they did not have baptism and they didn't have it the right way. So we're going to read from the book of Mark chapter 16. And in Mark chapter 16, what did the Lord say, speaking through the writings of Mark? From verse 14. Let's take from verse 14 to 18. And if you don't have your Bible, please take your Bible out. It is not sufficient to just only listen to me. The reason why it is important that you look at your Bible is that it has, and I don't want to deviate from this, but communication and understanding. People benefit from teachings. If you're a student, you are in class, you are in school, and you are learning on anything in the world, in any subject in the world, the nature of human being is that the people understand the difference. The way you understand is not different from the way the next person sitting next to you understand. The next, even your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, everybody have a different way to understand and learn because God gifted people differently, just as your faces are different. Well, except in the case of identical twins, they may look alike, but still they may understand differently. So when you listen to me, you stimulate the ear because you're hearing the word from your ears. But when you are also reading the Bible, you are stimulating your eyes. So you have now two processes of receiving the communications. The third part, which empirical evidence have shown, is that some people like to demonstration. They like to see in like somebody doing that in order for them to understand. They might read it, you still won't click. They might hear it, you still won't click. But if you show them how to do it, where they know you walk through the rope, touch them, and point out, it helps to connect it. That's why if we are doing this as a presentation, you're going to have some kind of either video or pictures that is attached to it. The reason is in doing so, you make a connection. The brain, the way the memory, now we're talking biology, I mean the medical science now, when the way the brain processes and work and retain things is that the things that you hear, the brain receives through the ear, auditory, and the one that it sees through the eyes, through the eyes perceptions and eye senses, they combine two of them and associate them. So the brain makes a connection and association between either the images or objects and things like that with the ear. The Catholic Church took that too far in the way that you find that a lot of things that Catholic Church does now has a lot to do with images, which most people misunderstand and take it far away into the practice of idolatry, making those images and keeping them, for example, in churches. But somehow, originally, it was meant to stimulate people. Oh, you want to talk about God? When you have an image, you can make association and can relate to it because you can see God. Or you can, from there, it went into adopting all kinds of practices and all kinds of images, which angers God so gravely. Okay, so I deviated. Forgive me for deviating a little, but every opportunity is to teach you something anyway. So, and when you look at it now, so it's good to pick up your Bible. If you don't have your physical Bible in your hand, then pick up your phone. As long as you don't start texting and deviate from it, because this is a sacred moment. You are coming in the presence of God, so you have to honor God in His presence because you're reading His Word. His Word is God. Okay, so in the book of Mark chapter 16 from verse 14, it says, afterwards he appeared to the 11 themselves as they were reclining at the table. And he preached and he reproached them for their unbelief. I told you guys I need new eyeglasses. And he reproached them for their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they had not believed those who had seen him after he had risen. And he said to them, Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. He who has believed and has been baptized shall be saved, but he who has disbelieved shall be condemned. He talks about the signs that will accompany those who have believed in my name. They will cast out demons, they will speak with new tongues, they will pick up serpents, and if they drink any deadly poison, it will not hurt them. They will lay hands on the sick and they will recover. And this is disciples' commission. And you find that this is also a misunderstood scriptures or passage. And before I go into the baptism, because we are discussing baptism, but I will use this opportunity to also teach on this particular thing, what the Lord himself said. If you look in this particular passage, he said several things. And this is after Jesus Christ resurrected. If you remember at the beginning, who was the first person that saw, noticed and saw that Jesus Christ has resurrected? Mary Magdalene. And if you remember Mary Magdalene, Mary Magdalene was the prostitute that Jesus Christ saved his life when they were about to stone her because she was a prostitute. And the Jewish people wanted to stone her, and he was writing things on the floor. And while they were all debating and gathering to stone her and charge her and they gave her a public trial to stone her to death. But they realized that Jesus Christ did not say anything, and he was busy, like he was drawing something or writing something on the ground. And then Jesus Christ turned down to them and told them, if there is any one of you that have not sinned, let that person be the first to cast the first stone. And then he turned around and kept writing and drawing on the ground. The moment Jesus Christ said it, all the Jewish, the legal people, the Hebrew people, everybody dropped their stone and they walked away because everybody knew they had sinned. And then by the time Jesus Christ looked up and saw Mary Magdalene, and then he realized everybody who said has gone, and he said, so where is everybody? And Mary Magdalene said that everybody has gone.